Hi, today I'm going to show you how to change the name of your repeatable so that it reflects information from within your repeatable and makes it easy to view what you're looking at if you collapse your repeatable section. I'll also show you how to nest repeatables within repeatables to build some pretty complex structures. The reason for repeatables is, as an example, let's say you had to go to a building park to inspect fire extinguishers on every floor. Well, you may not know how many buildings are in that park, you may not know how many floors each building has, and you may not know how many fire extinguishers are on each floor. With doForms, you can build a form that can grow dynamically as you go through your inspection by giving you the ability to add buildings, add floors, and add extinguishers. So I built a quick little form with 3 nests, and as you can see here, I can put in the address of the building. And when I go down to floor number, you'll notice it automatically changed building to 14 Commerce, which reflected a field within my form. If I go down to floor number and I'll say floor number 3, you'll see that I'm now on floor number 3, and I can go to fire extinguisher 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, and I can say it's good. And then I can say add another extinguisher for that floor. And I can put in a different ID, and I can say this one needs to be replaced. And then I can say, hey, let's add another floor here, and we'll do floor 4, and we'll put an extinguisher 7 something, and we'll say that that one's also good. Then I can do the same thing by clicking add another building, and now I can go in and put in 23 Main Street, and as I go to the floor 1 and put an extinguisher and say it's good, what you'll see now is as I collapse these floors, you'll see, or these buildings, you'll see that now I can immediately go back and say, let me see all the information I collected for 14 Commerce or 23 Main Street. So if I open up 14 Commerce, I see that I did floor number 3, and I've got multiple extinguishers for floor number 3. So I'll show you how to do that now in doForms. So you drag in your first repeatable. What I did first is I put a label in, then I dragged in a repeatable section. In that I named it building. So the section label is building. And then I put in a text box, named it basically building address. And then I went back to my repeatable and I said replace repeatable header, and then it asked me what field do I use, and I said use the building address within my repeatable. So as you saw, it replaced the section label with that building address. I also went down and said for the repeat transition text, use the text add building. So each time they want to add an additional building, they would just click on the add building button and it would allow them to add an additional building. I then dragged another repeatable into that repeatable and called it floor, and then I gave a numerical floor number, and I did the same thing. I used the replace repeatable header, and I used the floor number to replace that, so that as I start to collapse that repeatable, I'll know what floor I'm working on. And then I did the same thing where I dragged an extinguisher into that floor repeatable, so that as I was working that floor, I could collect information on multiple extinguishers. And once again, I did that by going replace repeatable header, and I used the extinguisher ID as the repeatable header. So if we go back, once again, you see that you have a nice clean form, and as you go ahead and put in the information and move down to your next field, it changes that information on your header. And then when you go ahead and collapse that, you see how nicely your data collapses and how easy it will be to go through a number of different records. So that's just a quick tip on how to use the replace repeatable header function. Thank you.